What's up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with the recap, post-game recap, guys. This game almost gave me a heart attack. Yes, we won and I'm happy, but man, it should not have been that hard. Now, I kind of figured this was going to be a hard-fought win simply because we're coming off of back-to-backs, and the Sacramento Kings, you know, they're not going to lay down like I said, man. It was tough, but this game, gotta take my head off for KCP, man. He balled out. All right, he earned his paycheck today. KCP, man, 34 points, career high from the three-point line. He hit 8 3-pointers, man. He balled out. So that was crazy. Julius Randle was huge too in the fourth quarter with some big-time plays. He continues, man. He continues to make strides as well. You know, a couple of knucklehead plays by the team there in the fourth quarter. We got to work on our late game execution better, man, because we were in position to lose this game. The way, you know, we kept turning the ball over and just making some mistakes. I'm gonna get into the mid-game coverage in a little bit, but right now I want to talk about the overall game, man. A lot of people are saying pay Randall. I agree. Pay Randall. However, don't pay Randall a max. He's a beast, man. He's an animal. Absolutely happy with the way he's been playing. You know, huge, man. But still, this was without KCP tonight, without him having this offensive explosion he had in the third quarter, especially, we would have lost tonight. So, you know, Isaiah Thomas was off a little bit. He still finished with 17 points. You know, he's a great closer at the free throw line. So I'm loving that. You know, we have a player we can go to when we need some clutch free throws, and he hit them for us. But KCP was the true hero tonight, man. He just balled out. He was even looking like Jordan there in the fourth quarter with that crossover step-back jump shot. That was beautiful, man. And tonight he looked like the Detroit Pistons KCP that I was happy we were getting in the offseason. You got to be hyped, man. This was a hard-fought victory. You know, big-time stepping stone moving forward here for the Lakers because this is a win we absolutely needed to keep pace with the West. I mean, Portland ended up winning at the buzzer with Damian Lillard. You know, the Suns almost helped us out by beating them. And the Jazz ended up winning tonight as well. So, unfortunately, we just kept pace tonight, and we got to keeping pace. These are the wins we need, though, in order to have a shot. But this was a fun game, yet torturous game because I got to go back a couple of quarters back, man. We were getting killed from beyond the arc. We got to figure that out fast. We seriously need to find a way to close out these perimeter shooters and stop over-helping on the inside. I know Brook Lopez is a step slow and the defense needs to cover for him. But it's tough, man. It's tough to see us continue to get beat from beyond the arc. You know, they kept getting wide open shot after wide open shot. At some point, I screamed at the top of my lungs, scared my whole house, man, because I was frustrated that, you know, they kept giving up wide open threes. At one point, I thought we were going to lose this game. But thank God for that offensive explosion by KCP. Seriously needed him. And Julius Randle with some clutch plays there in the second half. Absolutely beasting it, man. Julius Randle, seriously, man, he's truly climbing up the charts, man, as a young piece of this franchise. And he's looking like a keeper, guys. I can't even lie. He's looking like he's going to get paid this summer. However, we're going to have to wait and see how free agency goes. But the way he's been balling, he's going to be an integral part of this young core. I have to say it, man. I can't deny it any longer. He's convinced me 100%. Even though he was struggling early on with length, he's finding ways to contribute. You know, he only had like 13 points tonight, but he almost had a triple-double. You know, he had over 10 boards again, like 6 assists. This kid is just beasting for us, and I'm absolutely loving it. Brandon Ingram had some huge plays, but he kind of disappeared there in the second half. Isaiah Thomas made some nice little pick-and-roll plays there. Some nice playmaking off the bench. I'm loving it. Again, he had 17 points. That kid Bogdanovich, man, he's a sniper, man. He had me scared all game long. I was like, find this guy. Him and Buddy Hield were just sniping. So those kids have a bright future as well. But I'm so happy KCP carried us and helped us to a victory because we were down 8 at the half, and it was not looking good. So it was a good win, guys. Oh, man, now I can breathe finally, man. My heart almost stopped. That was intense, guys. They kept making a push every time, you know, once we got the lead, they kept making a push, but we kept countering them. So it was good to see, man. Isaiah Thomas, yeah, he was huge, man. He was huge at the free throw line, so we needed that. He did, however, mess up. I thought he got fouled there when he slipped and lost the ball. to end the game, but I thought it was a foul. Again, the refs were just calling everything. I thought Bogdanovich kicked his foot backwards, but KCP kind of did eat into his space, but I didn't like the reffing tonight. They were getting away with a lot of ticky-tack stuff, and we couldn't buy a call, so it was crazy, man. Yeah, but I kind of figured, guys. Remember I told you this wasn't going to be an easy game? I can tell because they gave the Thunder a hard night time a couple of nights ago, so I kind of felt like this was going to be tough, especially off of back-to-backs. But I'm excited we got the victory. Am I worried for Kuzma? No, I'm not worried for Kuzma. He's young. As long as he stays aggressive, he's going to be fine. He's just in a mini slump here, but you know what? He's fine. Every young player this season has gone through a slump, and they have bounced back and out of it. So I have full confidence that Kuzma is a bright, bright piece of this young core, and I can't wait to see him bounce back. Probably next game, you know, he can drop 30 any night. So very talented young player. Yup, fans are chanting, "Go Lakers." That was nice to watch, man, because Sacramento hated us for the longest, but we taking over Sacramento now. That's nice to watch, man. I love it. I love the loyalty everywhere for Lakers Nation, man. What up, Dan? KCP finally earned his whole paycheck. Yes, he did tonight. He was huge. Honestly, I'm pretty darn sure we would have lost if it wasn't for his offensive explosion, man. He just went off. And this is the KCP I envisioned, you know, coming out from Detroit. I mean, he was clutch over there. He was hitting some big-time shots, and tonight he showed up. So I was happy to see that. I've said this before on the record. I said, you know, we're such a much better team when either Brook Lopez or KCP show up. Tonight it was KCP. Not so much Brook Lopez. He did have 4 blocks, but I thought he was getting destroyed inside on second chance points, man. It was driving me nuts. I absolutely love what Zubac is doing, man. I hope he continues to earn minutes. This would have been one of those games where we needed somebody to crash the glass. Maybe Thomas Bryant could have helped out here and there, but I know that Luke Walton doesn't have the guts to play him right now because he's still raw. But we'll see what happens. I was tripping. I thought I seen the Indian guy wearing the King's Tribune. Turbine? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Another deal, but we have 2-year contract with similar or less money. I hope its free throws is contagious for the team. I think he has 50 straight free throws. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas is one of the best free throw shooters in the league. That's something underrated that we acquired. I'm telling you, people are undervaluing what we got from Isaiah Thomas. He is somebody who can help us close games. I absolutely love the way Luke Walton was subbing him in and out for defensive purposes. That was great, man. That was awesome. Finally, Luke is starting to earn his paycheck, making the right decisions. I thought he left Lopez out there a little bit way too long in the second half, but it paid off because we got the victory, so it didn't matter, man. KCP went off. Julius had some huge plays. Everybody contributed here and there. Josh Hart continues to impress with his rebounding skills and his defense. Dan, is Isaiah Thomas long-term in your opinion? You know what? If he recovers and returns to like 90% of what he used to be, I think he would be a great find for us off the bench. You know, playing this role right here, helping us close games because we're a young team. We need that veteran presence. He's calm and collected. You see him in the free throw line. He has a big smile on his face, and he just closed and just executed, man. Loved it. Lopez actually played decent, though. I thought at times, but offensively, he definitely played decently. But defensively, man, he's basically just a scarecrow out there. He's just standing like this, and he, you know, they get lobs over him. They just teardrop it over him. He's not a defensive presence, and that bothers me. I think Zubac is a little bit more of a defensive presence because he's wider and he moves his feet a little bit better on defense. Sometimes he gets lost as well, but he's young. Brooke has just doesn't crash the glass or doesn't do the fundamentals. Offensively, he's nice. He's here and there, but sometimes he settles too much for three-pointers, and I don't like that. Tonight, he took it to the rim a couple of times, and he ended up getting a dunk, some layups, drew a couple of fouls. So he just needs to mix it up a little bit more, and he would be. Dan, the Julius dunk was amazing. Yeah, man, I was off the seat, bro. That was crazy. I'm so happy Julius is finally starting to earn everybody's respect, because I remember there was a point in time everybody wanted him traded. And I remember there was a point in time where I was losing confidence in Julius. So I'm happy to see him doing well. This is great, you know. This is great for his future with the Lakers. I mean, it's starting to look more and more probable that we're going to try to keep him. So that's great because, as you guys can remember earlier in the season, all the rumors were saying that Julius is not going to be here with the Lakers long term. They're going to look to move him. So this is actually good news, man. He's finally looking like that beast we drafted out of Kentucky, and I'm very happy. Fry had surgery? Yes, he did. But it's minor surgery. He should be back with the team in a week or two. I always believed in Randall. Me too, man. I'm not going to lie. I had my doubts. Sometimes he would get sloppy, and sometimes, you know, he would turn the ball over and just ball hawk too much. But now that he's starting to pass the ball, that little dish he had to the cutter, you know, off that spin move, I'm not sure if it was Josh Hart or Kuzma. That little dish he had, though, man, that was nice. That was really, really nice. You know, he's starting to expand his game. He's much more than just a slasher now. Now he can pass. He's a hustle guy, very much like Kenneth Faried, but with an offensive game. So I call him Baby Shaq because he bullies people down low. I'm loving it. Loving it. Randall is a restricted free agent, for your information. Yeah, so we can match anything. However, I hope he doesn't go and sign a ludicrous contract. It's going to be really hard for us to match. We're not making the playoffs. We have a chance next season. Hey, the door is not closed. It's not over till it's over, man. I'm telling you. If we start hitting our stride, especially with Lonzo coming back here, anything's possible. But, yes, it is going to be hard. As of right now, we're like 6-7 games out. But if we hit our stride, start winning games, and all of a sudden, you know, the record starts working in our favor, because some of these teams have to play the Warriors, the Rockets, you know, some of those teams in 7th, 8th seed. So those are probably going to be for sure L's. And hopefully when we face them, we can hand them an L too. And that way we better position ourselves in the standings. So you just never know. It's not over. We still have about 23 games left. Again, I said we needed to win, go 17-7. One game down tonight. Now we got to go 16-7. So every day it looks a little more realistic. You know, every win it becomes a little more real. Pelicans up by 8 games. Sure, but look at their schedule, man. They don't have an easy schedule. By the way, tonight, the Suns almost did us a favor by defeating the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Jazz almost lost. So, and the Jazz were playing the Mavericks. So, there's a chance. I'm telling you guys, man. Exactly. Tell them, Moan. Tell them. Stop saying we're out. Have faith. Real Laker fans always have faith till we absolutely hear that we've been eliminated from the playoffs. Then, you know, we're going to continue to have faith. But that's just the way we are. We're loyal. We're a loyal fan base. We never give up. Especially on this young core, man. Look, tonight we won without Lonzo in a hostile environment with off of back-to-back. So this was a great win. We got to continue to piece this. We did make a lot of mistakes. I was getting frustrated, especially, you know, over-rotating on the inside and giving up wide-open threes. That was driving me nuts. The coaching staff has to do a better job of preparing the Lakers based on the personnel. Tonight, I mentioned it before the game. I said, we better not let Buddy Hield and these guys get off like Wesley Matthews did last night. If not, it's going to be a long night. And sure enough, they got off. So that's why it was tough for us. But luckily for us, KCP on our end ended up, you know, he ended up showing up. You know, he was Superman for the night. So we needed him big time. And I'm glad he showed up. I wish he was more consistent, because then he would be looking like a keeper. But unfortunately, he's very streaky. Dan, talk about Laker fans in Sacramento. Hey, I'm a big fan of Laker fans anywhere. I don't discriminate. If there's Laker fans in Boston, shout out to the Laker fans in Boston. Laker fans are Laker fans. We're one of the most loyal and expansive fan base. We got Laker fans in Italy, France, Germany, you know, everywhere. Everywhere around the world, you know, China, everywhere. So we have the best and most loyal fan base. The fact that we have so many fans tells you how loyal we are, because we haven't been in the playoffs in the last 4 to 5 years. So that's impressive in itself. And, you know, Laker Nation, stand up, baby. We are one. Together, we rise, man. See, a lot of people are starting to come around to the idea of Isaiah Thomas. I like that, because I remember I told you guys, I think you guys underestimated. A lot of people were underestimating what we got in return in Isaiah Thomas. So, yes, we did give up Jordan Clarkson, but he was streaky throughout the season. So it's not like we gave up a commodity that is a for sure star. You know, he's great in 6-man role, but so is Isaiah Thomas when he's healthy. Larry Nance, you know, he's worth a draft pick, man. We got a draft pick for those two guys, so it ended up being an even trade in my opinion. And I think it's going to be even better if we signed 1 to 2 max free agents. So that's when you're going to see the true value. Belgium too. That's right. Shout out to Belgium. Everywhere around the world, man. We have the best Laker fans. LA, big city of dreams. That's that game quote. I see you, bro. Germany here. I always stay up so long and watch you, Dan. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother. I'm telling you, we have some of the best fans around the world from everywhere, and I love it. You know, diversity. That's what it's all about, man. That's how we're all united. We're all family. KC3, hey, he's earning nicknames. I love it. Finally earning that paycheck, man. He's had a handful of games like that where he has helped us win. Earlier in the season, he was having more games, but after he went to jail, you know, it was tough. It seems like his head wasn't in the game. Took him a couple of games to get out of that funk, and then he went right back into it. So he's been streaky all season long. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man. Torf, I appreciate you, bro. Any idea who we're gonna pick up in the draft? No idea as of right now, but I will be watching the March Madness tournament and scouting some of these players and making some of these potential draft picks for the Lakers with that pick once we know exactly where that pick is landing. I will definitely be bringing you guys content all summer long, so keep it locked, man. I miss Larry and Clarkson. I miss him too, but you know what? I wish him the best, and it's gonna be fun watching him in the playoffs. So it was a win-win-win for everybody. They get to go to a contender, and we get to have a draft pick, cap space, and opportunities for guys like Isaiah Thomas, Zubats, you know, guys that weren't getting opportunities. So now they have a chance. DTLF, do you think KCP is worthy of getting an extension? Probably not. He's probably not going to get an extension. We simply have him for the max deal. Unless we bring in LeBron and somebody else, and LeBron wants us to re-sign KCP, I don't see it. But other than that, we'll see, man. Dan, did you see the video of Nance and Magic talking during All-Star break? Yeah, we're a class organization. We don't trade away players and then treat them like strangers unless, you know, unless they did a disservice to the organization. But other than that, absolutely love it. I don't care to make playoffs. I want OKC to be out to make playoffs. Today, OKC is the 7th seed. I don't want them to make playoffs. I want Paul. You know what? That would be awesome if they don't make the playoffs, but I doubt it. It would be even more awesome if they do make the playoffs only to get eliminated in the first round. That is my dream scenario. But yes, I agree, man. Anything helps. Keep this young. Keep doing your thing, man. Love it. Oh, for sure, man. For sure. I appreciate you guys. Danny, if we can only get one max free agent this summer, we need to give Isaiah Thomas a 1-year max to be a backup. The money that he wants, teams don't have this summer. I agree, man. Something's going to work itself out. Look, Isaiah Thomas is buying in. I remember when we first traded for him, everybody was saying, well, he's going to want to be bought out. You know, his agent said this and that. I said, I don't believe it. I think Magic will settle him in. That only shows you how persuasive our front office is. And that votes well for free agency as well. So I can't believe it, man. But I'm ultra confident in Magic and Rob, and so far they haven't let me down. So I continue to be confident, and I can't wait to see what they do this summer. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, Sabotage. Will Zubats ever start? That's a good question. I'm not sure if he will, but I hope he does, because to me, he's more of an inside presence than Lopez. Lopez likes to camp out at the three-point line. He's very inconsistent. So, but the one benefit of Lopez being out by the three-point line is that it opens up the floor, brings the big man out. That way, you know, our guards can operate on the inside. So I kind of see why they do it, but it kind of bothers me to see them settling so much for threes. Dan, we're going to win the championship next year. That's right, Gabriel. Hey, man, anything's possible. If the Celtics did it back in 08, you know, we can do it now. Build a team over the summer and just win a championship. Anything's possible. We should let Ingram run point forward. You know what, John? He has. He has been running in spurts, you know. I noticed that they are spreading the point guard duties all around. And they're going to continue doing that even with Lonzo back, because he's not 100% healthy. So he's going to have to take some of that responsibility. At times, Isaiah Thomas is running the point. You know, they're just mixing up the responsibilities, and that just speaks well to the versatility of our team, that so many players can do that. Who will start at center in 2018? You know what? That's a great question. But we are in 2018. I think you mean in 2019. Or 2018, 2019. I'm not sure, man. That's a good question. We'll see. Depending on how free agency goes and everything. Dan, we ain't beating Golden State Warriors anytime soon. They have at least 3 more years of dominance. I'm not sure about that, man. They don't look so dominant to me. They've been struggling lately, and teams are starting to rise. You know, the Houston Rockets are a contender to knock them off this season. You know, there's a couple of contenders there that could potentially do some damage against Golden State. But you know what? For now, I'll give you your points, since they're still the champions until proven otherwise. But I think we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I'm not that confident that they're going to dominate the next 2 to 3 years. Dan, who annoys you more, Clipper fans or Celtic fans? Clipper fans, because Clipper fans have never accomplished anything as a fan base or as a franchise, and they think they own LA. Boston, at least they have 17 championships. One more than us for now, even though they got most of theirs in the 60s and 70s. But bottom line is Clipper fans should not even be talking. They're not in the same conversation as Lakers, Celtics. So, they should stay in their lane, a.k.a. LeVar. Hey, Dan, Kawhi or PG? PG, because he's coming up this offseason. And I'm not waiting until 2019 to chase a free agent. Got to go after whoever's available right now and then whoever's available 2019. Dan, we'll be on top right when Golden State declines. And they can start declining at any moment now, honestly. Andre Iguodala is no longer the same bench player he is now. Steph Curry, to me in the playoffs, is not the same kind of beast and animal that he is in regular season. To me, he's like a Harlem Globetrotter. He only shows up in the regular season, and in the playoffs, he's very streaky. So even in the finals, he chokes a lot. So I don't have a lot of confidence in Steph Curry. Klay Thompson, at least when his offense is off, his defense is still there. So I have a little bit more confidence in him. Draymond, streaky as well. He can go off and then he can disappear offensively. Defensively, he's always there. KD is basically their superstar and their go-to. So as long as they have him, they're fine. However, he can opt out. Anything's possible. You never know. He might want to redeem himself from that nickname Snake. So anything's possible, man. Yeah, they're in their primes, but again, who knows if they stay together? If they don't win this year, you just never know. Anything's possible, man. Anything's possible. Like I said, winning cures everything. As long as they're winning, they're going to be happy. As soon as they lose, finger pointing, trades, everything's possible. Steph averaging 29, 9, and 9 in the finals? What finals was that? Because dang sure it wasn't in the last finals. I'll tell you that. Durant was the one putting up the numbers. Dan, how much should we pay Julius? Again, I've answered this one earlier in this video. I feel like 15 mil is the max. But I think we do have a cap hold on him, meaning that it would only impact up to 12 million of our cap. So I think we can spend a little bit more and only inflicts our cap by 12 million this season. But we'll see. I'm not sure how that works, man. Crunching the numbers down and everything. That's up to Rob and Magic. We'll see. Hey, Dan, did you see the Warriors destroy the Thunder? That's good for us. Yeah, man. Of course it's good for us. Anytime PG loses and, again, winning cures everything. So them losing, finger pointing and stuff, that's the best remedy to having Paul George leave. I'd hate to play the devil's advocate here, but we absolutely need a star player, man, because even though these young players look like stars in the making, a star player would elevate our game very similar to what Jimmy Butler did for the Timberwolves this season. Look, they went from non-playoffs to the 4th seed in the West, so big time, man. Hey, Dan, Lakers look decent. I am very impressed with Isaiah Thomas and Zoo's connection. Yeah, man, Isaiah Thomas is a smart dude. Yeah, at times he overshoots, but he's just trying to get his rhythm back. I do love him in pick and rolls with any big man. I feel like he's good at finding cutters. So I'm very happy. I'm very pleased thus far. I can't wait. Dan, you tripping about Curry, bro? I'm not tripping, bro. Look back the last couple of finals, man. Kyrie Irving has eaten him up. Let's be real. Kyrie Irving has been the best point guard in the finals the last couple of finals. Keep it 100. And Curry has choked. He's even the last finals that they lost, Curry missed wide open threes that could have iced Game 7 for the championship. And that's when he lost me. I said, you know what? I think Curry's a little bit overhyped because come finals and playoff time, he starts disappearing, and it's always blamed on injuries. So, I think he's the I don't know why, but I don't think he's as clutch as people think, especially in the finals. Dan, would you sign LeBron on a 1-year deal, then go after max free agents in 2019? Of course we would, but LeBron's not going to want that. He's going to want a max contract to finish out his career. Hey, keep on bringing this live chat. Dan, this is the first time I've ever seen your live chat like this, man. Laker fan for life. For sure, Dexter, man. I appreciate you, bro. Curry averaged 29 and 9 in last year's finals. Kyrie was 28 and 5 and 2. Doesn't matter, man. Yeah, okay. Curry's streaky. Curry's streaky to me. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm not going to give him the respect. To me, he's not even the best point guard in the league. He is one of the best. He might be the best shooter of all time. But again, come finals and championship games, if he did average that last season, I will say it's because he has because he has Kevin Durant as his running mate. So it's almost like he doesn't have as much defensive pressure on him because the defense has to be scrambling, covering all these all-stars. So I'm not impressed again. Lakers acquire Paul George and the money we have left to pay it and Randall. That could work as well, but again, you don't want to give max contracts out like that because next free agency is going to be popping, man, and you're going to want to have that flexibility to go after one then too. So, Dan, we just increased our chances of getting PG-13 after what happened tonight in ABC's national televised game versus the Warriors. And to top it off, the Lakers win in the hard-fought. I mean, damn, George would be impressed. I'm not sure George was paying attention tonight, man. He was playing, but you never know. Maybe, man. Maybe. Curry had one good game. And 2 or 3 bad ones. Thank you, Kevin King. Thank you. I know I wasn't crazy, right? I watched the finals. I was not impressed by Curry the last couple of finals, honestly. I thought Kyrie Irving was a much clutcher player in the last couple of finals. No hate. Curry's an amazing player. I'm just saying I'm keeping it 100. To me, Steph Curry is not the greatest point guard I've ever seen. He is the best shooter probably because he can do it off the dribble and he's so efficient. But come playoff time, he starts choking a little bit, man. Who should be the Lakers' top priority this offseason? Paul George, in my opinion. Paul George adds a closer. That's very necessary because we would have won at least 10 more games with all these close games we lost. Paul George adds veteran leadership, leading by example, and Defensive Player of the Year candidate every year. So Paul George, to me, would be my primary target. And he's in his prime right now. He still has like 6 years of prime basketball, in contrast to LeBron James, who probably only has 2 or 3 maximum. But that's all I'm saying. Bro, he was 31, 7, and 5 with no Durant. Is that his whole average for the finals, or was that one game? Because if it was one game, like I said, I'm not impressed. I don't know, man. I saw something different. Maybe this season, again, they won it handily because they had Kevin Durant in a super stacked squad. But if you put Steph Curry on a different team that's not so stacked and the defense can key in on him, you saw how he choked in the All-Star game. He's not really that versatile unless he has a gang of options. So, yeah, he's good in the regular season, but come playoff time, I wouldn't bet my house on him, personally. But that's just me. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think Kyrie Irving has a Mamba mentality. His idol is Kobe, and it shows because he comes up clutch time and time again. LeBron wouldn't have the last championship he won in Cleveland because Kyrie was hitting big-time shots, and even when LeBron was struggling. So I'm telling you, man, Kyrie Irving is a different animal. Different animal. Same beast, different animal. Dan, how lucky we got Kuzma and Hart. We're extremely lucky, and shout out to the scouting department and Magic and Rob for making that happen. Because we watch, but they actually do their research throughout the year. Right now, they're scouting all the NCAA players and some of the foreign players as well. So this is when they earn their paycheck. When we're watching the Lakers, they're not just watching the Lakers, but they're over here working overtime. Scouting every single player. And playing professional basketball right now. What about Boogie? I think it's a wrap for Boogie, man. I don't think we should risk it. He's going to want long-term security coming off of an injury like that, and I don't think the Lakers throw it his way unless he wanted a 2-year deal to prove himself or a 3-year deal. Let's say 2 years guaranteed and 3rd-year option, maybe. But I don't think he'll do it. You Catholic or Christian? I'm Catholic. God bless. Man, I'm a man of God. I don't go to any church, but I do read the Bible on my own time here and there, and I try to practice, what is prophesized on there. But yeah, I pretty much don't belong to any religion. I respect every religion, though. Shout out to every single religion and the discipline, that they show for their passion. So they call me Dan, the Lakers fan. I gotta mess up. Yes, sir. Gabriel Lopez quoting me right now. Dan, I want Utah, Portland, etc. to keep winning so they could kick OKC out. I want them all to lose so we can have a chance at the playoffs, but I feel you on that one. Wichita State wing. Wichita State's wing? I'm not even sure. We should sign PG-13 and re-sign Randall to the 15 mil and sign solid role players to 1 year and go for Clay or Kawhi or someone else in 2019. That plan sounds great to me. Dan, should we trade for Kawhi? He's too damn good if healthy. No, man. Don't trade for a star when you have a couple of homegrown stars in the making. Just add them via free agency. That's why we traded for the cap. It's pointless to give up our assets now that we already gave up. We already pretty much gutted enough of the roster. We gave up Russell, we gave up Clarkson and Nance. And that was the best case scenario because Magic and Rob didn't feel like those guys were going to be stars to take us to the next level. So they wanted to clear the cap to actually bring those stars that are going to take us to the next level to the Lakers. So I you know, looking back at those trades, I see D'Angelo, and even though he's very good, he's not making a huge impact, even though he's been injured for the most part of the season. He's not making a huge impact on Brooklyn like everybody thought he would. Everybody thought he was going to be hitting game winners and, you know, he was going to lead them to the playoffs in the weak East. But the East actually turned out to be better, and he's been injured for most of the season. Clarkson and Nance are always going to be role players. I don't think they're ever going to be nothing more. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I think the trade is going to work out for us because we actually cleared cap to bring actual stars while adding a draft pick asset, which is in today's age, you know, draft picks after the new CBA, their value has increased so much that you could end up trading for somebody like potentially Anthony Davis by attaching a draft pick and maybe one young player star in the making and some good role players to that. Maybe you can get away with trading for a star like that. So my point is that Magic and Rob have done their best, man, to set us up in position to be successful moving forward. Something that Mitch and Jim never really did. They're basically just bottoming out with no direction. Just trying to tank, but not adding good role players along the process and a good foundation. So that's the difference between, you know, Mitch and Jim and Rob and Magic. You know, they're actually building a good core so we have a solid foundation. That way, once we land those stars, we're immediately ready to compete for a championship. So I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I'm excited, man. I keep reposting the same comment because it doesn't show up on my stream. Oh, what is that, brother? What comment is that? Let me get to you. That's my boy, Sidewalk University TV. I see you, bro. I'm curious to see how D'Lo and Lynn play together next year. Hopefully good, man. I wish those kids the best. You have the exact same hoodie. That's right. Dan, what do you think of us keeping Randall? I like Booker for our Lakers too. What do you think? I absolutely love Randall. You know, the way he's been playing, he's proven to me that he can be consistent now. He's proving that to me. And I'm a believer now in Julius Randle. I was skeptical because he started off the season a little bit shaky, but he has since picked it up big time. So he's hungry, and if he strives to get better, he is going to be a star. Very similar to Draymond Green, but with a way higher offensive potential. So I'm excited for his future, and I hope it's here with us. I really do believe that if the contract is not too pricey, we're going to match pretty much almost any contract. But as long as it doesn't get out of control, you know, watch Julius Randle get a $25 million contract from Dallas, and that would be inexplicable if we match that, because then we're tying our hands for the future. So that's all I got to say, man, about Randle. I hope he's with us, but I also hope he's with us at a good price. Dan, I feel like we got good chemistry going right now. Man, for reals. We're starting to pick it up for reals. Dan, you keep me hyped. Thanks, King Supreme. I appreciate you, bro. Not as much as us, but the Kings got a bright future as well. Yes, they do. They got shooters. They have De'Aaron Fox has a bright future as well. I'm very, very hyped for them too, man. That's a good young up-and-coming team as well. That kid Bogdanovich, he's a sniper. So one thing about the Kings, they always draft shooters, man. Look what they did with Peja Stojakovic, Kevin Martin. Well, they didn't draft Kevin Martin, but they traded for him. They always have that shooting guard that can just snipe it from beyond the arc. They love Buddy Hield because he could shoot as well. And now they have this kid Bogdanovich. So that's their blueprint. They always have like a good shooting guard or small forward that can just snipe it. Hield and Fox are speed demons. Yeah, they're gonna be a problem, but they're still a little bit more ways away. A little bit more ways away than we are. Suns would never trade Booker, not even for Lonzo and Ingram. He's their future, and they're sticking to it. They even gave him the LeBron treatment. Yeah, they're not trading him. The only way he's ever leaving is once the second contract is up, if he walks away. But other than that, would you trade Booker? Sometimes when we're talking about trades, we got to think as GMs. would you trade Booker? Because if you would, you'd get fired. Trust me, man. You do not want to trade a young talent like that. His floor is Michael Redd, and his ceiling is Ray Allen type in his prime. So he has a really high ceiling. What team do you think will overthrow the Warriors? Honestly, I believe with Mike D'Antoni's running gun system, they have as good of a shot as anybody to overthrow the Warriors if they meet in the playoffs. 7-game series. But that's in the West. In the East, of course, you have the resurging Cavs, but I don't think they can overthrow the Warriors. For me, though, the dark horse is Houston. That's the one team I'm looking at like, okay, if somebody overthrows the Warriors, it's going to be the Rockets. MJ is looking into hiring Kupchak. MJ's greatest player, but do not know how to run a team. Why is that? Because, you know, being a great player doesn't always translate to being a great GM or a great coach, because they see the game differently, right? In my opinion, you know, Michael Jordan has done horribly in the draft because he's always looking to hit a home run. Sometimes you got to go for the sure thing in the draft, you know. He drafted Kwame Brown, Adam Morrison, thinking that Kwame was going to be like, I don't know what he thought he was going to be with his baby hands. And thinking Adam Morrison was going to be the next Dirk or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what he thought. But hiring Mitch Kupchak would be a mistake because Mitch Kupchak has a track record of screwing your franchise right before he exits. So I would have never give this man a job after what he did to the Lakers, personally. And yes, a lot of people will say it was because of Jim Buss. But at the end of the day, if Jim Buss had his hand up my backside and he was moving me around like a puppet, I would just step down. That way I can, you know, reserve my dignity and you know, keep my respect around the league. Hey, Dan, me and my brother watch you after every game now. Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for keeping it locked, being loyal, man. You guys are the best. Lonzo only raps about money. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this new monotonic, you know, style of rap where these rappers are just, you know, I don't know, man. They're so repetitive in my opinion, but no hate. It's just, I guess I grew up in the golden age of rap, so you guys heard my style. You know, if you guys haven't heard my recent song I just recently dropped, go check it out, called With You. You know, that's my style right there. That's what I like. Dan, I love Nike, but since they designed the uniforms, Star's been getting hurt. Oh, man. This guy's trying to go with the curse. Nah, man, I don't think it has anything to do with the uniforms. The NBA has to do research on what they can do better scheduling-wise. Or maybe it's the coaching and the training staffs have to do a better job of not overworking the players, not over, you know, practicing these players, because it is the NBA, long 82-game season. The wear and tear wears on these young players' bodies, so they got to make sure they conserve them. I think that's why, and partially, the Lakers have been, you know, the Lakers have been so protective of the young players like Lonzo, keeping them out for precaution. You know, they're doing the right thing. The Black Mamba uniforms are dope. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Thank you, Ever. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, guys. This Lakers team was made to run the same game of what the Rockets head coach is preaching. Maybe so, man. One thing I know is we're very versatile. Hey, Dan, great win tonight. Very proud of our team. Yeah, man, they fought for sure. Still need to improve here and there, but for sure. Listen to Isaiah Rashad. Trust he is the truth. For sure, Daniel. Check him out. Dan, you think Lonzo starts next game? You know what? They said they were going to increase his minutes because his body reacted really well to the last game. So, maybe so. Tibbs is killing Butler like he killed Rose. You know what? That's a great point. Tom Thibodeau is a harsh coach, and he might be running these players into the wall. So, he needs to – I think he might need to, you know, bring it back a notch. I don't know what it is. I can't really blame anybody. I don't see how they work out. So, it could be that. It could be something else. I don't know. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. That's going to wrap it up for me. We going almost 40 minutes, man. I really lose track of time talking to you guys, man. It's awesome, man. I appreciate you guys always for tuning in. Please continue to subscribe, man. We're working this channel. Almost got to 4K subs, man. Couldn't have done it without you guys. I appreciate you guys. Much love, Laker Nation, man. You guys always have my back from day one. So continue to support, guys. Retweet these videos, you know, get them out, because I want to one day make this my full-time job so I could put a lot more content out here for you guys someday. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always, and keep it locked right here, All Things Lakers, man. I'll catch you guys on Monday for the pregame. Peace out, Laker Nation.